Whatever you want, it's yours when you can sustain your attention on it long enough to get through the beginning, middle, and completion stages of it. At that time, it is yours. Absolutely real, actualized. Now, think about this. How can you achieve that? Anything that you have failed at in your life, you can see it's only a result of failing to keep your attention on that thing long enough to get through the beginning, the middle, and the completion stages. Once you get to the completion stage, if you've held your attention on it that long, by definition, it's actualized, it's realized. You have succeeded, you've achieved it. So what does this mean? So number one, you have to know what you want, because if you don't know what you want, you cannot put your attention on it. Okay, so that's always fundamental. You have to know what you want. Most people have no clue what they want. But that's why you have to give attention to that every day. What do you want? But once you know what you want, very, very important. You can't start until you know what, but then see how this works. When you know what you want, then you have to keep your attention on it long enough to get to the completion stage. Now, that sounds pretty easy when I say it like that. Oh, easy peasy. Know what you want, keep your attention on it long enough to get to the completion stage. Well, in truth, it is that simple, but in practice, it's a little bit more complicated, which we all know. But we have to analyze this to see what specifically are the complications. It's fine and dandy and useful to a point to say, well, obviously the complication is I didn't keep my attention on it long enough. Okay, great. Hopefully you already saw that much, right? That's the only complication, is you haven't kept your attention on it long enough. Whatever you want, anything you want better health, you want more wealth, you want better loving relationships, you want better creative expression, you want to create world peace, whatever you want, the sky's the limit. Anything is possible. Anything. The only requirement is that you have to A, know what it is, and B, you have to keep your attention on it long enough. So once you've established what you want, then you just have to keep your attention on it long enough. Well, how can you succeed at that? You have to see why you fail to keep your attention on it. But I'm going to give you the answer, and then you'll have to see it for yourself over and over and over to verify that this is true. It's because you're uptight. It's because you're not able to relax enough. If you know what you want, you will absolutely keep your attention on it, except that you're fearful. That fear manifests as doubts. Oh, maybe I want this other thing. Oh, maybe this other thing is going to hurt me right now, right? So I should give my attention over there, right? Just notice how that is. You say whatever you think you want in life. You say, oh, I want health. Okay. But you can't seem to keep your attention on health because you get spooked. You get scared of all the things that come up. You hear something on the news and you say, oh, I'm enraged. You give your attention to that. Or you look at your bank account and you say, oh, no, I don't have enough. You become fearful. Somebody gives you a look, you triggers something, some emotional response in you, and you feel insecure, reactive. So your attention goes all over the place because you're not confident that this is really truly what you want. So here's the big secret. You can have anything you want when you know what it is and you keep your attention on it long enough to get to the completion stage. You can do that when you relax deeply. Easier said than done, but well worth doing, well worth practicing for as long as you need to practice it, because this is your superpower that will allow you to banish all stress and gain laser-like focus so that you can attain anything you want in life. Just have to know what you want and then keep your attention on it long enough And you can do that as long as you relax. I'm telling you this because I think about uh, when I look to my own experience and look in the world and I see what seems to be the biggest obstacles, the biggest challenges. Where's the low hanging fruit that's going to help people the most? And I see, boy, this would be immensely valuable for people, myself included, obviously, but this is hugely powerful for people because I see how much energy gets wasted because of all of this emotional reactivity that's coming from fear, because people get distracted by the fear and all the emotional reactivity and they disperse their energy. So your energy is directed by your attention. Wherever your attention goes, that's where your energy goes. Well, now, if some habit is there for a particular kind of emotional reactivity, because you're holding a belief that somebody shouldn't give you that look, for as long as you indulge that, you are throwing your energy away. You are not putting your energy toward what you want. You're giving your energy to what you don't want. The anger. I guarantee you don't want anger in your life. Every time that you indulge anger, your blood pressure goes up, your digestive system is impaired, it negatively affects your sleep, it causes you to do all kinds of stupid things that are not in your best interest. And most importantly, you're not giving your attention to what you do want. So clearly, anger is self-harm. Now, if you have a habit of anger, guaranteed you're going to continue to experience anger. But just accept that. That's the consequence of that habit. If you have that habit, you will experience the results of that habit. That's how it all works. But presently, right now, when that anger is stimulated in you, you have this ability to choose to put your attention back on what you want. How do you do that? Well, just recognize that it's only self-harm. Just tell yourself the truth. I don't want that. That doesn't do anybody any good. It's only going to cause me and everybody else harm. It's not what I want. Oh, good. I don't have to do that anymore. Let it go. But fundamentally, it has to do with awareness and recognizing what you want, putting your attention on that. Just seeing every time that fear comes up, which it does. So why are you going to fight with that? It's like, oh, here's fear again. Just say, oh, look, it's fear. That makes sense. I have a habit of fear. Of course, I'm going to experience fear. Duh. So where am I going to put my attention right now? Oh, yeah, on what I want. I understand the fear keeps presenting itself, and it's very challenging because the fear is so loud and you have such a habit of putting your attention on it. And I'm not saying, shame on you or anything like that. This is how it all works. We all experience this, myself included. But when you see it, just accept, oh, that's what's happening. That's the effect of some past cause, which I set in motion, but I don't like the effect. So I don't want to continue it. So when I can see that it's entirely harmful and there's nothing good about it, fear does not help anybody. There is no benefit to fear, none. Remember that expression, calm command. You don't want to be freaking out in your life. Fear does nothing good for you, nothing. You have a choice. So what am I going to do now? I'm going to relax. I'm going to put my attention on what I want. So relax your body, relax your mind. And if you say, I don't know how to do that, yes, you do. You're not practiced at it. You can do it though. Every day, apply yourself to this. Just relax deeply. Relax your mind, relax your body. And if you say, I don't know how to do that, stop believing that. Just see how circular it is. Every time you believe that, then you build up more evidence that it's true because I can't. Are you going to try if you can't? No, of course you're not. You're going to just keep doing the same thing that you always do, which is be uptight and give your attention to what you don't want. So I understand, again, it's not easy, but it's simple. You just have to keep applying yourself to it. Every time you have the belief that says, I can't, or it's too hard, or it's impossible, or it takes too long, I'll never succeed, just say, is that really true? And on what basis do I know that? And you have to tell the truth, which is it's only because I believe it. That's it. I just believe it. I see it because I believe it. I experience it because I believe it. Well, what if I didn't believe it? And that's what's possible. You don't have to believe it. You could stop. But in order to do that, you have to question. So question, is it really true? Maybe even more importantly, do I want it to be true? Because you've built up such a it's like this IMAX theater around yourself so that you're completely surrounded by these screens that just reflect back to you your own projection, your own negative fantasies. And it seems like totally real to you. You can't see any other possibility. So at least ask yourself, is that what I want to believe? And then you'll have to see it's not what you want to believe. So at least be willing then to play along and experiment and see, well, what if I at least open to some other possibility beyond what I'm currently believing? Even though I believe that it's the truth and I don't see any other way around it, could I at least experiment and open to the possibility that there might be something that I'm not yet aware of? Because that also will help you. If you can't do anything else, at least do that. Do that consistently, persistently, and you'll see big changes start to happen. Big changes. If I promise you this, if you apply yourself to this every day, sincerely, consistently, it has to happen. You will see big changes. There's no way around it because it's the law. It's how things work. It's like if you know where Mecca is and you walk toward it, and eventually, or if you let's just say you travel toward it, eventually you will arrive. As long as you persist. It's just how it works. It might take a really long time, depending, right? Because there are many variables. But it will usually take less time than you think, and certainly less time than if you don't take steps. You must get to where you want to go. There is no other way around this. You will not get out of here until you learn that, because that's what this is. Just take a look and see. You want to know what's the point? That's the point. To know who you are, know what you want, to know your powers and to exercise them. That's the only way out. And I say that not to suggest that it's a prison or anything. I'm just saying, to the extent that you experience it as a prison, you want out. That's the only way out. So you owe it to yourself. Don't waste your time. The journey of 10,000 miles begins with a single step. Take that step and then take the next step and the next step and the next step, persistently, consistently, patiently, earnestly, sincerely, day after day after day. You will see the results. Absolutely guaranteed.